Greetings, it is I, Lisa Nicole Moore, and I just wanted to do this video really quick because, I woke up this morning and I did my work for one of my classes I'm taking, and then I finished with that, so now I need to go get some lunch, but I decided to play some, one of my motivational, well, actually it's just an audio from one of my mentors, and he was talking about how to deal with negative people. So I just wanted to share some of my thoughts about how to deal with negative people. And I can tell you what I do as far as negative people, and I don't. I don't deal with negative people, period. Because what I've noticed, and I'm 37 now, is that, negative people, one, usually have an issue with themselves. So most of the time when they're saying certain things or doing certain things or being very negative about your desires and your feelings or whatever it is, it's really not even about you. It's because they're seeing you do something that they're either not able to do, or they don't have the guts to do, or whatever it is, and they're kind of deflecting that onto you, or projecting that onto you actually. And like I said, it really has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them and how they feel about themselves. And I just want to let you know now that if you ever endeavor to do anything, bigger, badder, better with your life, you're going to get these negative people, or what we sometimes call haters, in our lives, period. Because anytime you do something different, let's say you're hanging around with the same crew you've been hanging around with since grade school, since the sandbox or whatever, and suddenly you decide to, stop hanging out in certain places, start making more money, start dating different people, whatever it is. You're trying to up-level your life basically and live by some different standards. That's going to make them uncomfortable because they're staying in the same position that they've always been in. And by you doing something different, it's going to make them question themselves. So that's automatically going to be the reaction. They're going to say, well, do you think you're better than me? You think you're all goody two shoes now, or you think you're too good for us now? These are all things I've heard. I've been called every name in the book for doing things differently than either the status quo or just differently than the group I was hanging around with at that time. And of course, initially it hurt my feelings. Of course, initially I felt rejected and I felt left out and all these different kind of things. But over time, you start to realize that, you're never going to get anywhere in life. You're never going to be able to advance if you continue to allow the opinions of other people who do not matter influence you. Because at the end of the day, the stuff they say is true. They're not paying your bills. If they're not living in your house, you're not sleeping with them, what difference does it make what they think? So just know that that is something that's going to happen, and see it as a blessing, because literally if you weren't doing something different and if you weren't elevating yourself, people wouldn't have anything to say to you because you're not shaking things up. They literally have no reason to confront you or combat you or say anything because you're doing what they're doing. You're doing the same basic stuff they're doing. So what's the point of them saying anything to you? So kind of see it as a blessing. It kind of lets you know you're on the right track because, like I said, they wouldn't be saying anything if you were doing the same stuff that they were doing. So like I said, just don't deal with them. And of course you have to address the issue of wanting to have camaraderie and friendships and things like that. I will say that there will be times in your life, periods, where you're going to have to be solo. You're going to have to kind of be like the wolf, because wolves many times will hang out by themselves. That's actually one of my like totem animals. Wolves many times can run by themselves, and then other times they are very pack animals. They'll run with the pack. So I'm like that. And that energy came into my life to kind of let me know that, sometimes you're going to have to be by yourself, and sometimes you're going to have to learn how to work with other people. So right now I'm kind of doing both. Some times I'm working with other people and other times I'm not. And both are okay because you need those cycles and those phases to strengthen you in your overall life. So, one way to, deal with loneliness and not having camaraderie is to get into different groups. Find like-minded people who are on the same path as you, so you kind of bounce ideas off of them, be able to talk and interact with them so you don't feel like you're the only one doing what it is you're doing. And you can also participate in meetup groups. Meetup groups is an app on your, if you have a phone, a smartphone, you can get on the app. And it's just called Meetup. Or you can get on your computer and go to Meetup and you type in whatever your interests are and you go meet up with those people. And now you're in a group or a circle of people who do at least one thing you do. If it's yoga, if it's finances, I mean, they have meetup groups for everything. They have tarot card meetup groups. They probably have people who like the color pink meetup groups. I don't know. They probably do. They really probably do. So find a group of people, like-minded people, and hang out with them. There is somebody on this planet, if not numerous people, I guarantee, who are into some stuff that you're into, no matter how crazy it is. Because I've heard some crazy stuff. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there that's not mainstream, but there's some people out there who are cool with it. So find those people. You have to put yourself out there and find those groups of people who are like-minded, and immerse yourself and be around them so you don't feel so lonely. But also at the same time, don't always have to be around people. Understand that you're good company too. It's good to be alone. There are times of solitude that need to be taken, where you can sit with your own thoughts and just hear yourself and know what you want out of life, and you kind of process that. And you can't always do that if you're constantly around other people, because they're constantly influencing your thoughts. So that's two suggestions that I would have for that. And also, whatever spiritual practice you have, get a really good relationship with your whatever spiritual higher or more wise, I would say, entity or deity you deal with. Get in good and start to cultivate that spiritual relationship and really make time to have that, because that's what's going to keep you at peace when you're not around physical people, okay? So your higher self, your guides, your angels, whatever you call them, get in good with those things so you can feel okay when you're not with, like I said, physical people. Um, Also, cultivate a mindset of not giving a fuck. Like, literally not giving a fuck about other people's opinions for your life. You are the CEO. You are the business. You have to run your life like a business. And if you have people and you're coming into, if you're a smart business person now, coming into your company, wreaking havoc, breaking all the company rules and things like that, you're going to fire them. Or at least you should. Like I said, if you're a smart business person. So, you have to start writing down. It's good to write stuff down. Write down your rules of engagement. Say, this is what I will tolerate and this is what I will not tolerate from people. As I was listening to my mentor do his video this morning, or actually I was just listening to his video he pre-recorded, he was talking about there are certain people who are supposed to be kind of critical. And it's not from a place of being rude or insecurity on their part. It's because they're trying to help you. And that is their design. Like mentors and coaches and people who have forged the path that you want to be on. Those are the people who you can take that constructive criticism from. That's fine. But everyday people, I don't care who it is, if it's a parent, a spouse, or whatever, if they're constantly criticizing you, you need to lay down some, and it's not from a place of constructive criticism. You know the difference. And if you don't, start to figure out what the difference is in somebody giving you constructive criticism and they're just projecting their insecurities on you. you need to start establishing some ground rules for yourself and say, you know what, I'm not going to tolerate you undermining or demeaning my desires and my goals and the things I'm working towards. And you need to be very serious about it, and very, 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 very serious about it. Just let them know, I'm not going to tolerate this. You know, this is what I've decided to do, and you're going to have to be supportive, or just keep your mouth shut. Don't speak on it. So I don't want to go too long through the video, so I just wanted to hop on and share those thoughts with you and give you a little encouragement and stuff like that. And if you are a female, this group that I have on Facebook right now is female, black, actually black female only, because that's who I relate to right now. And that particular group is black female only. My whole brand and everything is all women of all colors. But that group, that particular group, is a space for just black females. So if you are a black female who has some trouble with, you know, reaching goals and getting things done, and, you know, trying to change your life and do better and improve, and you have all this negativity around you, come over. Join us in the group on Facebook. It is Sovereign Savage. I will leave a link to it in the description box. And check us out. That's support. These are like-minded women. I screen them. I want to say I screen them all very carefully. I do screen them for the qualifications of being black and being a female or being a woman. But, you know, if they get in the group and they're not being supportive, they're wreaking havoc and things like that, they get booted. I don't play. So you don't have to worry about being put down and stuff like that, because literally once one negative thought enters your mind, it's very hard to get it out. Particularly if you're not a person who's already cultivated that. You have to be very, very careful with the garden of your mind and what seeds are planted there. Never let someone walk around in your mind with their dirty feet, as they say. That's a perfect saying for this video, literally. If their feet are not pure and clean, they don't get to come in your house. They definitely don't need to walk through your house with their muddy shoes and their, you know, the negative ideas and all that kind of stuff. So just don't tolerate it. You have to cultivate a mindset and an attitude of zero tolerance. Cut people off, period, when they're not coming at you with love and respect and support and upliftment. So with that said, thank you so much for watching my video. Please comment, like, subscribe, and share, and I will talk to you again later. Peace.